Welcome to Sneakers and Strategies, the podcast where high-level marketing throws on a fresh pair of kicks and hits the streets. Host Nick Kastner will help you find practical, actionable marketing insights that move with you. In Season 3, Nick's switching gears and going all in on Agile Marketing. If you're still clinging to rigid plans and red tape, this season's your wake-up call. It's time to move fast, break patterns, and actually get done.
All right, this is Sneakers and Strategies, the podcast where big marketing ideas stop sipping coffee and start putting in work. I'm Nick, and in Season 3, we're getting lean, fast, and focused again, focusing on agile marketing and showing you how to actually use it in the wild. Today, we're tackling one of my favorite values from the Agile Marketing Manifesto, one that separates the wannabes from the real marketers. And that is, we value learning through experiments and data over opinions and conventions. Translation: guessing is out, testing is in. We don't care what's always worked. We care what's working now. And this value is so hard for some people to grasp, even longtime business and organizational leaders. We run into this issue frequently when we're trying to show a new way to tackle things or when we're meeting to pitch new plans, because sometimes it's hard to get the past out of the way. So let's break that all down. All right, first, everyone's got an opinion. Your boss, your coworker, that guy at the register at Zaxby's who builds websites on the side, your cousin who once ran a Facebook ad in 2014. Everybody thinks they know what will work. But here's the harsh truth. Most opinions are just dressed up guesses. And marketing teams that rely on guesswork are basically playing poker blindfolded. Agile marketers are different. How? Well, they believe in running experiments. They trust the data. And at worship tradition, they test everything. So you think a long-form landing page will work better. Cool, test it. You feel like a red button instead of a green button might convert more customers. Cool, prove it. You think that maybe you want to do short-form video and long-form video and see which one might perform better on each social platform. Great, do it. If you're not testing, you're just assuming. And in modern marketing, assumptions are just slow poison. So let's talk about convention. So there's this idea that convention in Agile, convention kills innovation because the things we do just because that's how we've always done it, right? So if you've ever heard someone say, but we've always launched our campaigns this way, or we've always bought radio ads, or we've always bought ads in this particular magazine, or well, everyone in our industry does it this way. Or, this agency that specializes in my industry says that's how they've always done it. Well, congratulations, you just found your biggest roadblock to success. Conventional thinking is why brands get stale. It's why your email open rate's tanking, it's why your sales drop, it's why your bounce rate climbs, it's why click rates drop, and your team's bored to death. They've done the same thing over and over and over again. Agile flips that. So instead of asking what worked last time, we have to ask, what can we try this time? It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's about staying sharp and staying sharp enough to realize when your wheel's gone flat. So your experiments don't have to be big, right? So let's kill a myth real quick. You don't need a full-blown lab coat and 6-month roadmap to run a marketing experiment. You can run a micro test today. You have an email campaign going out, you can have 2 different subject lines and run an A/B test. You can run different offers for the same audience. You can offer one that's a percentage off and one that's $1 off. Landing page layout variations. Changing a button color, like I talked about last episode. Social post formats, right? So should you use carousels versus static posts versus video? Or should you ask questions or provide commentary and pitches in your posts? Maybe there's audience segments that you've never touched before or never used before. When I was first started at Gainesville Bank and Trust, when I first moved to Gainesville, I took a job working with Mike Banks, who, if you're in the Hall County community, is a legend for his ability to connect people and organizations. There are a number of nonprofits that have awards named after him because of his ability to do that. And Michelle Pucci, who is a leader in her own right in marketing and banking, and much of what I learned in PR, it was from her. Mike oversaw the department, and He and I became very close. He became a mentor to me throughout my career. I actually left the first agency I worked for and actually worked with Mike again when he was working in development at a university. And I did that until he passed away a number of years ago. But he would always say to me, he would ask me what my gut said about something we were doing. Did I believe it was going to be successful or not? Like, what did my intuition tell me? So now here's the thing. I would look at something and feel as if it would or wouldn't work. Sometimes I was right. Sometimes I was wrong. And luckily I was right more than I was wrong. But that's just sheer luck. The key to actually turning what Mike had said to me into action was not just this idea of intuition, but pushing through into the data, right? So Alexander Trenev, who's a academic, he's taught at Northwestern, says that marketing is part science and part creative. It is looking at the data and not just looking at it, but seeing through it. Not just what it says on its face, but intuitively reading through it to see what it says not about just the past, but what it says about the future. So for instance, let's just make an example here. So organic site traffic's down. Are you losing traffic because you're no longer ranking for stuff? Or is user behavior changing? What information do you need to be able to see that? And if you look at all the resources at your disposal, you could determine that. That's the magic of the data. Because your intuition may say one thing, but the data may say another. And if you combine the two, you can learn a lot. So that's the magic of all this. Data doesn't care what you think. It tells you what's real. And so you have to build a culture of testing. If you want to be a dangerous marketing team, build a culture where testing is normal and data is king. So how do you do that? Well, you start small, but you start now. So the way to start, just run one test. Just one. Don't wait for the perfect idea. Just run one new test. And make failure cheap. You don't have to throw a bunch of money at the effort. Most experiments won't work, right? Most of the things you're going to try aren't going to work. That's good. It means you're learning. You don't need a win every time. You need signal to guide you to the next one and the next one, which will lead to the win and the big win. Share results, not opinions. If someone says, I think we should try this, then you should ask what data backs that up. If there is none, it's a guess. Doesn't mean you can't test it, but it would have to be tested. And then document your tests. A test that fails today might lead through a breakthrough tomorrow. So you may run 15 tests over a period of a month. But guess what? You learn from all of them, and there may be one, maybe experiment 1 and maybe experiment 5 connect together, and you realize, oh wow, if we did this, then that's the next step. Log all of your experiments and make sure they're accessible. Because the goal isn't to always be right. The goal is to always be learning, so that way when you are right, you're right in a big way. Because repeatable wins are available because there's a repeatable framework, right? So agile teams aren't fast or smart. They build systems where experimentation is repeatable, not random. Here's a quick test loop, right, in agile marketing. So we have a hypothesis. We believe that simplifying our landing page copy would increase conversions. Okay, so that's the hypothesis. Then we're going to create 2 versions of that landing page. One with your current copy that may be longer, and one with it stripped down shorter. You run the test. You run the same amount of traffic, the same time period, right? So you can split up your pay-per-click ads. There's a lot of different ways you can run the test. Same traffic, same time period, and let the data speak. Which one performed better? Why? You analyze it. And then you apply what you learned. If it worked, roll it out. If it flopped, learn and test again, right? So again, test loop is simple. Hypothesis, design it, run the test, analyze it, apply it, or iterate it. Now do it again and again and again, because this is how you compound marketing wins. So the challenge this week, I want you to actually run this. Not just listen to the podcast and say, oh yeah, that's what we should do. Pick one marketing element you usually just decide on, right? Like something that's really easy, like an email headline or a call to action, like literally what it says in the button. An Instagram caption style, a subject line, like it could be anything, a headline on your homepage. Then create 2 versions. Set up the test, track the results, and this is the key, go with what the data says, not what your gut wants it to say. And then do it again, and then again. That's how you build a marketing machine that gets sharper every single time it moves. All right, so next episode, we're diving into another Agile truth, why collaboration outside your silo is the cheat code for high-performance marketing teams. We're talking cross-functional squads, road copywriters, and how to build a team that ships like a startup and thinks like a strategist. But until then, run the test, read the data, don't worry about perfection, learn from everything you do, kill the guesswork. Thanks for taking the time to hang out with me on Sneakers and Strategies. If you're enjoying the podcast, subscribe, leave a review, and connect with me on LinkedIn. That's it for this episode. We'll see you next time as we again discuss Agile marketing and more ways to stay a step ahead of your competition.